Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum. I'm in Chicago and just attending the convention in Chicago. Lots of Muslims around there. And while I was waking up this morning, I heard about the shooting and what happened again and again in Chicago about police killing innocent people, or at least killing, and we don't know how it has to again and again happens. It has to happen in this society where that's not the right way. We can't just accept a society, an industrialized society where the weapons are everywhere, the people are killing in such an easy way, and the police is not held accountable for all what is happening too often. Too often there is something wrong in the way things are happening, and it's as if within this society here in the United States of America, the life of some citizens is less valuable than the life of others. It's as if when it comes to poor people, African American people, Latinos in this country, we are accepting things that are indeed unacceptable. And this is where, once again, the climate in the country, it's quite worrying. Meeting with so many Muslims, you can feel that there is something which is happening now, which is a bit new. In fact, the whole atmosphere that we had, for example, in some European countries is coming now, and it's the reality, the climate. We know about what Trump was saying, but that's just revealing something which is deeper within the society. It's much deeper than what we think when we have people campaigning and trying to make, for example, Sharia being a dirty word, and we know this David Yoshimi, who is behind the whole thing. It's somebody who is a supporter, a blind supporter of Israel, and with others he's nurturing the sense that the Muslim presence is in itself problematic, and some of the concepts that the Muslims are using, Sharia, Jihad, and even things that are so essential if we understand the true meaning, not the way the meanings were distorted, but the true meaning of our terminology when it comes to Sharia and this path towards faithfulness, where we have, in the name of Sharia, to work for justice, dignity, freedom, compassion, and forgiveness. This is the right way. It's not the penal code. It's not these very distorted, not even narrow understanding, but distorted understanding of what Sharia is all about. And this is why sometimes, as Muslims, we have to be quite clear with some Islamic trends or so-called Islamic trends where they are defining words and using the terminology in the wrong way. I kept repeating we should not say about what is happening in Syria with or in Nigeria with Boko Haram or Daesh. We can't say it has nothing to do with Islam. Yes, they are referring to Quranic verses and some distorted views, and this is where we as Muslims, we have to be quite clear. This is wrong, and you are misusing, abusing the verses of the Quran. So we are not saying it has nothing to do with Islam. We are saying some Muslims are abusing and distorting the very essence, and we have to respond in a clear way by saying, yes, this is happening within our community or around the world, but what we are saying here is that this is not acceptable, and we condemn this and we stand up. And at the same time, we are not saying they are not Muslims. What they are doing is not Islamic. Their actions and their behavior is not Islamic. But we have no right to put people outside Islam. So also this is quite important, that we have to be quite clear in our condemnation and what we are saying about the people. And once again, we should never be happy to go and to kill people over there, and all these words that we are hearing these days, eliminating, eradicating, and killing, as if we are talking about what? Are we talking about human beings? Whatever is our take on violent extremists, we still have to cherish and to respect life, and to hope for these people to change, Yes, they are criminals, and what they are doing are criminal behavior, but we should not nurture and be happy with the climate of, yes, we go and we kill, we are going to show them who we are. No, if we go and we kill even innocent people, because at the end of the day we are also going to kill innocent people when we go in Syria and when we go in Iraq. It happened over all these last years, and we saw this. So this is where we have to be involved in this discussion in a very clear way. Never be happy with killing people. Sometimes it's the last resort that we have to stop, but we need also to find all, or to look for all the solutions that are helping us to avoid killing, and especially, of course, the innocent people, because this is what is happening, and we don't care. It's as if we don't care here. So from the national reality, the domestic reality, was what is happening with this structural racism that we have in the United States of America today, that the life of the African Americans or the Latinos or the poor people is less valuable, and we are accepting this. This is structural racism and injustice, and we have to stand up. And it's for the American Muslims, also the Canadian Muslims, to stop only speaking when we are talking about Islam. We have to care about the poor people. We have to care about the people who are in jail today in the United States, and they are completely innocent. They are innocent. We know at least 8 people are in Guantanamo, or have been in Guantanamo for more than 8 years, and they are innocent. And still the United States President, Barack Obama, who told us at the beginning, I'm going to stop all this, is still dealing with it. He's still accepting this. I don't know how he can sleep. And he got the Nobel Prize, the Peace Nobel Prize. Wow, that's big. That's big, and this means that the international community here also has to say something about this. So from within here, while I'm in Chicago and I'm meeting with Muslims here, we want to say to all the American Muslims and to the Western Muslims, those who are listening to me also in Europe now, stand up. Now we have to change our mindset. Now it's not the time to apologize. It's not the time only to condemn what Muslims are doing. Yes, we have to be clear on this. But now we also have to come and to say, let us try to find solutions now. And if we want to find solutions, we need to go to the reasons. And if we want to go to the reasons, we are not alone. We are not Muslims to be judged or to be stigmatized. We are human beings, and we want to work with our brothers and sisters in humanity, with our fellow citizens, and to come with something which is a more assertive take on our principles and the consistency of our principles, because this is what we need today, and to stop to be being on the defensive. Stop being apologizing for everything which is happening. Be clear, and then now start building. Don't fall into the trap of this climate where we are put in a corner and we end up speaking about Islamophobia, speaking about racism, speaking about all this, and it's as if we have either to apologize or to resist to a specific way. Racism is now established in our society. We have to liberate ourselves. It's a process of liberation. In fact, the very meaning of what jihad is all about. We have to launch jihads for dignity, for justice, against poverty, against discrimination, against this international racism that lead us to think that there are people who have less value than others, than what is happening in the Middle East, for example. It's coming from nowhere. These people are extremists just like this. It's because Islam is extremism per se, or just because they are bad per se. No, that's not true. That's not the reality of what is happening around the world today, and this is where we have to be involved. And I would suggest to all of us as citizens that it's high time now to come with our brothers and sisters in humanity and our fellow citizens, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, agnostics, atheists, and to come in the name of our spirituality, in the name of our call for peace, to know the conditions of peace. The conditions of peace is equal dignity. It's freedom for all. It's equality, men and women, black and white, poor and rich. And it's the reality of a sustainable economy. Because at the end, you can speak about whatever, about the democratic processes that we can vote, but if voting is just distorted by all the economic powers and the transnational corporations that are democratically managed, that's not going to work. So we need to come with a deeper understanding, a wider discussion about all this, not by self-isolating ourselves, but to come with all the people who understand that. And I can tell you now, by just talking to people, meeting with people, there are lots of people who just need somebody to speak. They need a movement to appear, something that could happen, that could reconcile us with our consciousness, with our principles, with our dignity, because they feel, as you feel, as I feel, that there is something wrong going on now. There is something which is not right. There is something that is not acceptable. That's something that we have now really to stand up and say, no, we are not passive and we cannot be. We are not observers and we cannot be. We are active and dedicated citizens and human beings. And if there is a meaning to Islam now, if Islam and Muslims should be and have to be an added value in the world now, is just to be witnesses and to try to come with this message of dignity and saying, you know what we learned from Islam, that we are all coming from turab, from dust, and we'll go back to this. This is humility, but this is equality. And we are all equal, like the piece of the comb, equal, men and women, black and white, Muslims and people of other faiths. We know that. And because of this equal dignity, we should never, ever give up speaking, being vocal, being the voice for the voiceless. That's the way forward. This is what Islam is making with us, which is exactly why our faith should be visible, not by saying, I'm a Muslim, proud to be a Muslim, don't be a racist. No, just stop talking about Islam, be more Muslims. I keep on repeating this, but it's high time to understand the true meaning of it. Remember to tell the people you love that you love them, because this life is fragile. Just waking up this morning and just hearing that people are being killed in such an easy way, again and again. Too easy way. And that's not acceptable. Peace be with you, and have a nice day.